Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Horror Room. So, this week I thought I would talk about something that I really am very frustrated that I cannot finish collecting, and that's my Walking Dead special editions. But first, before we get to that, I had to show you guys this, and that is my custom made Negan Lucille bat. I actually made this out of a Spirit Halloween weapon prop and some fake barbed wire. I just liked how it had the notch marks, like kind of like a kill count, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. It's kind of like an alternate take on Lucille, a little more gritty, a little more realistic. You got like the wrapping on the handle and stuff, but this was already part of the fake weapon. Um, but anyways, we're not here to talk about fake weapons and all that. We're here to talk about Walking Dead, specifically the TV series. Now, I know there's a ton of spin-offs, but I've not really gotten into any of those, and I honestly don't plan on it. I do love the comics, and I do love the TV show. We'll talk a little bit more about the TV show and how it progressed. But first, I wanted to show you some of the collectible seasons that are out there. First off, of course, we have season one, which comes in this amazing box with the Don't Open Dead Inside, or Don't Dead Open Inside, however you want to read that. And then you open the doors and zombies! Pretty much how it went in the show. But then you open this up, and you have, of course, you have the special edition of season one, the Blu-ray. Very good. And what I really love about this, and they didn't really do it in future releases. Hold on, let me get all the booklets out of here and figure this out, because sometimes their faces can be a little off. They did this artwork where they kind of compared the comic book versions to the actual actors from the show. And I really like how they did that. And of course, you have the first two discs have season one, which, in my opinion, is a little slow, but it was very, trying to set things up and get the characters established. But it did do a good job of getting you kind of like invested in a few of the characters. So, if not for the actual story, you were kind of in it for those characters. And the story, of course, progressed with like season two and stuff. But in this, you have some little extra stuff. I have a trading card in there. I don't know if this originally came with the Walking Dead Blu-ray set, but it came with mine. Then you have an ad for the old, I think these are the McFarlane ones. Yes, the McFarlane action figures, which, say what you will about most of his figures, but some of these turned out okay. They definitely did a lot better later on as they went. The early ones are a little hit and miss. Yeah, and then here you have an ad for the trading cards, of course. And then you have an ad for the Walking Dead TV show, and you have a little thing about the Walker disease. Do they have the Walker disease? Let's read this. I don't think I've ever read this. Contact authorities immediately if you suspect someone of carrying the Walker disease. Use this quick guide to identify symptoms. 1. Violent outbursts. Loss of memory and speech is number 2, and loss of coordination is number 3. Wow. So I could read each one of these, but I don't think I'm going to. So yeah, it's just kind of little fun things that they throw in with this, which I already had. Season 1, I'm sure you saw it in the thumbnail. That's just the basic generic one. And I had this one specifically, but it did not come in the box. And I was like, you know what? I got all these other special editions. I think this is one of the last ones I ordered, aside from another one, which we'll get to. And it also came with a Walker mask. It's a possible choking hazard, according to this. And it's still sealed. I don't plan on opening it because it's probably very low quality. You can look up pictures of the mask online, I'm sure. But the mask was designed by Greg Nicotero. So That's great news to hear because, I mean, he did most of the show special effects and stuff, and he's a very famous special effects artist. Uh, so, yeah, it does say on here that it did come with the trading card, so just in case anyone was curious. Um, so, yeah, I think for a first special edition, I'd say this one's pretty solid. You know, not a lot of special editions come with little cool collectible keepsakes. And this is a trend that they would repeat later on. And we'll get to that. Let me put that down there. Then we have the season 2 one, which is this is where they started getting a little extravagant and stuff. And if you've seen the boxes that some of these things come in, you'd know how crazy and how big the boxes get. But this one is season 2, and it's got this screwdriver zombie. The screwdriver is removable, but I don't like messing with it because it's kind of hard to put back in. But you can lift his head back, and there's the Blu-ray set. Yeah, that's the only way to get it out. Let me go ahead and pull that out. Now, they didn't continue the trend that the first one started, where they show the characters from the comics and then in the TV show. In this one, it's kind of just generic. Like, let me show you. It's just pictures of, like, fields and, like, the prison. It's kind of boring, honestly. So, as far as the presentation, that was creative for the case, but then you get inside and it's like, eh. You've got this little booklet which has, you know, advertisements for the show. It's got the season 2 or series 2 action figures, which, like I said, this is where they kind of started to get a little more articulated. It kind of varied within those first 2 seasons of figures. You got a Zombie Hunter video game. That looks awful. It looks like one of them crappy plug-and-play hunting games. You got the Walking Dead board game. You got trading cards, of course. You got an ad for Resident Evil 6. Oh. Comic Book Men, which I guess, you know, technically Walking Dead is a comic book. Walking Dead Xbox Live avatars. Wow. Hold on. That, I forgot how goofy the avatars looked on 360. I mean, you know, they had the Wii and the Wii, the Mii's, that's what they're called. Goddamn. Walking Dead video game. This might have been the one with Daryl in it. I can't remember what it was called. But that game is horrible. Actually, yeah, it is. It is. They're advertising that because you can see the wings from his vest in the background. Yeah, I tried playing that. I could not get into it. Collectibles, statues, mini busts, and more. And yeah. Oh, and then Talking Dead, which, if you're into that kind of thing, behind the scenes stuff, you know. Ooh, and hey, save $2 on any Anchor Bay horror DVDs. Oh, I'm gonna have to use that. But yeah, I do like the artwork on the front of this compared to the original, which is again very just bland and stock. So yeah, they definitely upped the game for, you know, what these things come in when it came to season 2. But they also did for season 3, which again we're about to get to. This one is by far the coolest one in my opinion, out of the first 3, of course, and that's the season 3, the fish tank. Sorry if the lighting's a little shitty. I've got a light back here so I can actually see in here, so it's a little glary, but there's 2 on top, 3 on the bottom. And then, of course, if you wish to get the set out of here, it's on the sides. That's nice. Sort of. Maybe. Can I? Hold on. Oh, wow. This one's kind of stuck in here. Okay, so this is not good. I'm sure there's a way to get it out of there safely. Oh, gosh. I probably should have tried this out beforehand. This is... Oh, my gosh. It's really stuck in there. Like, I don't know why. This thing... Maybe, let me see if I can get the... Even the fish tank parts aren't coming out very well. because I figured maybe those are like preventing it from coming out. I'm just gonna have to get it out of here. Oh gosh, this is really stuck in here. I literally bought this just for display purposes because I have season 3 on Blu-ray. Wait, is it? No, actually, I think it's on DVD. So I didn't really think about, opening this up and checking it out. Oh gosh, this is really stuck in here. I'm trying. Oh, little by little, I think. Trying not to bend it or mess it up. Okay, so far, this is the one thing I'm noticing about this that is not good. This design choice of making the way you get this out super uncomfortable. Maybe I'm just a fool and I'm doing it wrong. But if any of you have this set and you can attest to whether or not I'm just an idiot. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely nuts. I'm going to spend half the video just trying to get this out. So I'm not going to even bother. Maybe I'll get it out a different time. Maybe after I stop this filming. But wow, I got to say, okay, so for looks department, pretty cool. But for convenience factor, this is awful. Like, there's no give to this. Like, it's like they glued it in here. Maybe someone did. I don't know. Maybe they put, like, something that's not supposed to be in there. And, like, I can't even shake it out. I'm ashamed of that. Anyways, I'm moving on. We're going to move on, because if not, we'll be here all damn day. Next, we have Season 4. This one has got to be one of my favorite ones. Just because, again, it comes with something tangible. Something tangible from the series. Because the other one, came with the goofy mask and whatever. But this comes with a key for the prison, which, if you know The Walking Dead, it's like, that's a really cool thing to include. It's kind of something you wouldn't even think about. And they just were like, here you go. Oh, now we're going to have this problem again, aren't we? Hold on. Oh, maybe. That doesn't seem like that. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. I did not want to mess it up. The key is actually still sealed in here, and I don't want to, break it or ruin it. Okay, so this one, maybe they learned with the last one because this one just opens up. And it's actually, I think it's magnetic. That's very nice, actually. I like that. So yeah, it's very easy to get the Season 4 Blu-ray set out. Oh, actually, this is a DVD set. My bad. I just assumed it was Blu-ray because it's in kind of a bigger case. Now, this is where they started the whole trend that most series do, which I'm not a big fan of. It's like, I'd rather see original art. Where they just put a few pictures of the characters on the disc. It's whatever. It's kind of lazy. So you got your pictures of the governor, Herschel, Carol, Michonne. You got another little booklet advertising Walking Dead returning for Season 5. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studio. That's pretty cool. Enter to win a trip to the Walking Dead premiere in LA. That's pretty exciting. You got Walking Dead officially licensed Daryl jacket in case you want to be a local badass. You got blankets, cups, the shot glass that's part crossbow, which is awful. There's another one of them shitty hunting games, Walking Dead Battleground. If you guys have ever played one of those, let me know if they're actually good. Maybe I'm just judging a book by its cover, but it does not look good. Survival kits. 1- and 2-person survival kits with over 72 hours of emergency food, water, first aid, and survival supplies. Now, that's another thing, is when Walking Dead was airing, you saw a surge of people coming out with interest in survival skills and, let's make a bunker or let's plan ahead in case of an apocalypse. It was pretty crazy. And I don't even think those people popped up during the pandemic or anything like, hey, I'm fine, look at me. Maybe they did, but you saw a lot more during the Walking Dead days. There's an advertisement for a slot game. There's more of the action figures, including the deluxe ones like the big Rick Grimes and Daryl figures. I have a Negan one up there, one of two that they made, and I like. There's some Walking Dead themed guitars. That's kind of silly. Walking Dead zombie fashion for women. I guess looks like just sleep pants. The don't open dead inside beach pillow and robes, so you can look like Rick Grimes in a bathrobe. It's pretty funny. Uh, Walking Dead poster book. You got these Funko shitty pop plushy whatever they are. They're just a whole bunch of crap. You got your Spirit Halloween costumes. Man, I'm telling you, I worked at Spirit when a lot of these were there, and that's hilarious. You got a Walking Dead lamp, a dartboard set, a dice game. You got to remember, Walking Dead was huge in the early days. I mean, say what you will about the later seasons, but even by season 4, Walking Dead was still fucking huge. You got fourth scale figures, you got busts, you got replicas, you got the masks, which the masks are admittedly some of the cooler collectible items. Because, of course, the zombies were some of the cooler things on the show. Calendar, you got a comic book ad, you got pinball. Yeah, so, yeah. And then you got... What is this? I didn't even know about this. Songs of Survival, Volume 2. What? Meshel. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The Lumineers, Fantagram, Crooked Fingers, Colby, something, Congos, Godsmack. So I guess this is like an unofficial soundtrack. Which I know Walking Dead did have some, music and artists play some songs and feature their music, which, was kind of cool. But that's crazy. I never even knew. I haven't looked in this, so that's pretty awesome to know that I have a Walking Dead soundtrack, technically. I'd be more interested in, like, the score and stuff, not so much the Godsmack or anything like that. So there you have that. Now, here's a crazy thing. That was season 4, right? They toned it down, didn't they? No. Actually, season 4 is one of the craziest collector box sets because it was one of the only ones that got 2 collectible ones. And you say, what could be cooler than a fucking prison key? I'll tell you what. This zombie coming out of the ground. Oh my gosh. And when you take this out, he puts his hand down. So, like, when you put it back in, he's like, ugh. That's great. And this was actually one of the first ones I found. Brace yourselves. I paid $20 for this. Which I know sounds kind of like, but you got to remember, these things came in huge boxes. I only have a couple of the boxes that these came in, but it's insane to think that somebody was just like, I don't want this. Like, this is so awesome. So you have the zombie, of course, and then you have this one. Now, I'm not going to tell you what's in this because it's the same shit, pretty much. Oh, except for an ad for the most coveted box set in Halloween collectibles. The Anchor Bay one. You know what I'm talking about. Is that Anchor Bay? Yes, it is. Whoa, okay. This one does not come with the CD. Big points taken off. Maybe it's because they're like, you don't need a CD. We're giving you a fucking gigantic statue collectible. So maybe that has something to do with it. But I still think this one's pretty cool. Now, the next two, they're still pretty extravagant, but nowhere near as extravagant as that. Again, they kind of toned it down, and these kind of give me more of McFarlane vibes. I mean, these were all technically made by McFarlane, but these are the more low quality, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, they still have some good detail, but just not a lot of effort. It's like, let's just, boom, put this on here, and bam. Now, this one, I will say, has some cool details if you look at the back. First off, let me show you. It's this for season 5. He's like a burnt crawling walker. He's really gross looking. And then you look, you see like the severed head, you see the guts everywhere. So yeah, it's not terrible. I'm not dissing it. I like it. And you actually, how do you open this guy? Oh, you slide him. You don't pull him. You slide him. He slides off, and then this comes off of here. Maybe. This is what? This is so awkward. So you gotta think. I bought these. I already had most of these, and I just didn't. Okay, there we go. I was just doing it funny. So yeah, this one again, not the best way. I mean, it came out unlike season 3. So here you have season 5. I love this one. It's really cool looking with all the zombies staring down. Wow, this one's got even worse presentation. So instead of dual characters, they just switched to single characters with like a beam of light or something. So I'm looking at these for the first time with you guys too. We have a digital code for the 5th season. Wow. Is there an expiration date? Code may not be valid after 2017. Well, you know what? I'm all for trying, so here you guys go. If it works, you can have it. And let me know if you redeemed the code and it actually worked. So yeah, there's a free code. I don't even need this. So hopefully somebody got to use it. We got some Dead Stuff. Dead Stuff. That's a cool name for a little book. I think that was on the other one too. Fear the Walking Dead. We have an advertisement for one of the first spin-off shows, which I didn't care about. We have No Man's Land, the official game. I have no clue. Maybe it's a tabletop game. Maybe it's a card game, a board game. Let me know. I have no clue. We got these Gentle Giant statues, which they vary in quality. You know, I'm not a big Daryl fan, but I admit the Daryl one looks pretty good. Glenn and Maggie, not so much. They got Maggie looking like Mila Jovovich. Oh, we have another. So if you bought these when they came out, you were swimming in coupons for Spirit Halloween. You could be rocking that generic ass Michonne hood, and then look the little 10-year-old badass dressing as Daryl with his fake stubble. That's great. Shopthewalkingdead.com. Use this code to get 15% off. Expired code. Sad. We have officially licensed bags. Yeah. We got a Daryl Dixon Wings messenger bag. We got a Poncho messenger bag. We got the Michonne sling bag, which is pretty cool. And we got Rick's Sheriff duffel bag. That's actually really cool. I like that. You got these guitars again. You got the calendars, comic book men, shirts. There you go. More Funko crap. The Walking Dead pop-up book. That sounds great. Journals. More of the masks. Everyone's dying to play the slot machine game. Are they, though? We had the Walking Dead building sets. These were actually kind of a cool thing that McFarlane did. Now, say what you will about the figures. They vary in quality. But these were really cool. They were basically like little models of some of the sets or like vehicles or scenes from Walking Dead. You had Dale's RV. You had the prison areas. So you could build the whole prison. You had the tower and gate. You had Daryl with his chopper. The Atlanta hospital doors. Don't open dead inside. You had the little figures you could use. The assault vehicle. So it's a lot of really cool little miniatures that you could make like little dioramas out of. I think that's really neat. Oh, you got the Walking Dead sunshade. So put that on your car, and it's basically like the cover of this. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Now, I never got into Walking Dead that big, but I do, like I said, I collect some of this bullshit. And, I thought it'd be fun to share it since I've never really looked at any of it. I'm going to try one more time. Bear with me. Because I really want to check out this Season 3 one. I really don't want to ruin it, but there's like a little bit of it coming out of the top. Although it does look kind of bent. Oh, man. This is this is so upsetting. Like, I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to try it this way. Oh, hey, there we go. Wow, a little bit of give. Wow. So, finally, we can look at Season 3, even though it messed up one of my zombie heads in the process. I'll fix it later. Okay, so now we're looking at Season 3. This better be worth it. It's not. We have more of these Two-Face DVDs, which... Oh, Blu-ray, technically. Yeah, I didn't check whether they were DVD or Blu-ray when I bought them. I just bought them for the collectible. We have the batteries. Oh, you can actually put water in these. I don't know why you would ever want to. But you can put batteries in it. 4 AAAs. Button is disguised as the number 3 located in the season 3 script above The Walking Dead on bottom front panel. So, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it is. It is that little button. I might have to try that. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I didn't even see there was a battery panel because this literally just looks like a little collectible thing. There is a little light on the bottom of each one, but I didn't honestly think about that. I didn't care what it was. I'll fix that later. So wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't think that it would light up. I mean, I guess it makes sense they were, but I honestly don't know why you'd want to put water in those. That's crazy. Walking Dead Dead Yourself app, where you can turn yourself into a zombie. And we're talking early filters, so that was probably horrible. Walking Dead webisodes. I wonder if any of those ever got released on these. Horror Nights. We got Survival Instinct. That was the name of that Daryl game, which was horrible. I know they have worse games since then, but yeah. We have Series 4 of The Walking Dead figures. Rick Grimes, Carl Grimes, Andrea, the Governor, Riot Gear Zombie, and Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie. Pretty cool. I actually wanted to get the figures for a while, but there's just so damn many. And they, like I said, they vary in quality. That's a really cool bookend set with the hands. I didn't know about that. That would be actually pretty cool to get for some of the solo releases I have. You have another ad for the slot machine. It looks like a giant fucking mobile phone, which is ridiculous. Walking Dead Xbox Live stuff. Yeah, more of the same. I'm trying to see if there's anything worth pulling it out for. There's 2 different board games. I didn't know that. You have a licensed handmade katana from Michonne. That's pretty sweet. Collectible dog tags and tokens. That's neat. ShopWalkingDead.com for music, games, DVDs, and more. Well, it's amc.com/shop, whatever. Breaking Bad. Comic Book Man. Freak Show. I was at Oh no, it's just the show, Freak Show. I thought it was what's that show that everyone loves? American Horror Story. Never watched it. You have an ad for a Walking Dead returning with a really cool looking zombie. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. At least getting into this, I discovered that it lights up, so that's something. Goodbye. I'll try to grease you up or something, I guess. And finally, we're getting on to the last collectible season I own, which is Season 6. And you got this zombie that's kind of squished in the wall, and he's coming out there. It's pretty awesome. And then this one, the easiest one to get to, honestly. Just right there, boom. And you got the cover showing it in full detail. The actual zombie that they featured, which, gotta say, I like. Oh, and I don't like that. Wow. It's already, the disc is falling out. some of these cases are real flimsy. Oh gosh, everything's kind of fallen. Um, Again, the discs are just kind of bland, 2 character discs. I like the background, which shows some of the zombies. I wish that was more incorporated into the disc art because the characters don't change the way they look, but they have a shit ton of unique zombies throughout the series. And hey, here's another digital code for season 6. If it works, great, let me know. But if not, nice try, I guess, whatever. It's expired, maybe, so why would I keep it? And of course, we have that one still. Oh, and the ad for Walking Dead Season 7 returning, and you know who that is. Oh, I gotta say, when Season 7 was approaching, there was huge hype for Negan. And we will discuss that hype in a bit. The Walking Dead slot game number 2, it was so great, they made a fucking sequel. That's ridiculous. No Man's Land. Oh, I didn't know what that was, but it is a mobile game. I should have guessed. Rick Grimes Hallmark ornament. Wow, you got Walking Dead ornaments of Rick Grimes. That's pretty cool. You got the Ford Mustang Limited Collector's Diecast. You got a Zombie Prepare Kit. The official Walking Dead survival kits. So they were taking advantage of those people with their kits. That's pretty funny. You got these thing that I dropped. The 7-inch collectible action figures of Michonne, Daryl, and Rick. They're actually really good quality for what they are. And again, I have the Negan one. I love the Negan one. There's an Abraham one that I kind of want to, but I'm not going out of my way to find them. You got the No Sanctuary strategy and survival game with over 40 highly detailed miniature figures. A tabletop game, of course. So you can tell that this was getting to the point where, like, if it was marketable, if it was something that could be marketed with their branding, they did it. Fear the Walking Dead, Dead Run. So maybe like one of those automatic runner games. You got Walking Dead and Love and Madness themed jewelry. And right below it is the t-shirts. Daryl, Rick, Carl, Michonne. Wow. Are they like the Ramones, I guess? Collector's models. Oh, they got one of Tyrese. That's pretty cool. You got the get Rick Grimes for only $5. That's pretty good, actually. You got more calendars than you can shake a stick at. Trivia, a wallet, lots of Daryl themed stuff. A lot of people love Daryl. I was never a big fan. The Lucille table lamp with Negan and Lucille. That's pretty funny. I like that. It's right in the corner. You got, what is this? The Zero Store? Oh, collectible figures. Okay. So like the more detailed, bigger scale figures. Cards, Funkos, Fear the Walking Dead ad, which I know one of the characters from Walking Dead, why am I struggling to remember his name? But yeah, one of them was on that show and came back and forth and back and forth. I'm sure it's fine, but I just have no interest in it. Hoodies, the AMC Walking Dead attraction at Universal Studios. So they basically went from being guests on Halloween Horror Nights to we're going to give you your own part of the park. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Now, you might have seen it in the post when I announced that there'd be a new video coming today that I mentioned, or I showed, Season 7's collectible box, which I do not have, and I would love to have it, but it is so damn expensive. I saw one for a kind of cheap offer. It was actually that one and this one, and the price was nearly half of what the Season 7 one was by itself. So I sent them an offer and said, hey, I will buy just the Season 7 one for for this price, and they never got back to me. So I was like, whatever. I'm not going to go out of my way to get it. It's so damn expensive. One day I'll find a good deal on it eventually. But yeah, I would love to get that one. And if you've seen it, it's the spiked walker. Ooh, looks pretty cool. The junkyard walker, whatever they call him. He just looks pretty damn awesome. He reminds me of the Regenerators with the Iron Maiden spikes coming out of him from Resident Evil 4. Pretty cool. So yeah, after that, they kind of stopped on the collectible seasons. They were like maybe some steelbooks, or if you get it from Best Buy or Target or Walmart, it has exclusive cover art. Whoop-de-damn-do. And then, by this point, Walking Dead was running out of steam, at least in the mainstream. I still kept up with it up till the bitter end, and I do mean bitter. We can go into a Walking Dead discussion, break it down episode by episode, season by season, if you guys want. But I'll just say right now, I didn't like the way the comics ended, and I didn't like the way the show ended. And they both did it differently, which I respect. But at least in the comics, it wasn't a giant advertisement to read another comic. Whereas in the show, it was basically like, you want to see what happens to these characters? You better go watch their show. And it's like, fuck you. I'm not doing that. It was just very disappointing. And I'm sure there was some behind-the-scenes stuff. Maybe they didn't get to do some stuff they wanted to do. Maybe creative rights, differences. I don't know. But just as a final goodbye to that show, which I had grown to love, it was very disappointing. And that's sadly usually the case with a lot of shows. Except for Buffy and Angel. I kind of like the way both of those ended. They are a little open. But that's a story for a different video. So let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite one of these boxed monstrosities, for lack of a better term? Did you guys like The Walking Dead show or the comics? Let me know. I personally love them both, but I am missing season 11, which is the final season of the show, and the 4th compendium, which is the final bit of the story for the comics. So I'm holding out to find them cheap, because season 11, when it came out, was like $30 or $40, and I was like, I'll bet it's cheaper. I've seen it still for that amount online, and I'm like, why? People like me did not like that season very much. And yes, I could just not buy it, but at this point, if I can find it for like $5, sure, just to complete the set. The comics is different though. I like the comics pretty much up until like literally the last couple chapters. So there's still a lot of stuff in there I enjoyed reading. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. If you stayed around for the whole video, I know this was a very long one, but I had a lot to share with you guys, and we couldn't get this damn season 3. I still got to fix that head. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. And hey, if you have the season 7 collectible and you don't want it, feel free to shoot me a message. I'll take it off your hands. I'll throw it up there on the shelf with the rest of these bitches. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.